ऑफलाइन में अभी तो आप लोग 4 हैं, बट देर आर अबाउट इंक्वायरीज बहुत ज़्यादा हैं। और बहुत सारे बच्चों ने कहा है कि सर आई विल ज्वाइन इन अगस्त। पिछले साल भी हमारे पास स्टार्ट 4 से हुए थे, बट एट द लास्ट इट वाज 14 स्टूडेंट्स। तो वैसे ही स्टार्ट होती है एंड देन बच्चे बढ़ते हैं, सो दे इंक्रीज इन सच मैनर। हेलो। हेलो हेलो। लाइव just to started. Okay. Any of you have attempted this year's exam? No. You have attempted. What was your experience? Like for first day, it's normal to everyone. For second day as well, like it was objective, so everyone gives it their best. What about third day? Because it. How many students were sleeping in the class? That means you are at the center where students were well aware. That's good then. That happens, and there is no issue if you have attempted it, because at least you know what type of answers questions are coming, and like what a strategy that we have to apply, we will understand that as well. Okay, so we will start the session, and at first what we will do is start recording. Okay, so we will start with the strategy first, because what is the syllabus? All of you have seen the syllabus, entire syllabus. Have you analyzed it? Okay, tell me what is in paper 1, statistics paper 1. What are the papers, like what are the components there? How many components are there? 6. 3. Name, probability, numerical analysis, and 4th is computer application and data processing. What about second? It is statistical methods. Though these two are already always studied together, but yes, this is there. What is the marks distribution? How many questions, like, have you seen the question paper before? No. Have you seen the question paper before? So how many questions comes from this section? These two. If you have analyzed some of the things, because these things to know will be the first in hand. Clear? There are about 35 to 40 questions that is being asked from these two, as the 80 questions are being asked. So 20 20 20 20 is the ratio, but proportion cannot be divided here, because we know that if we just study chi-square can be studied even in probability, can be studied even in statistical methods as well. So there are about 40 questions that is being asked, and about the numerical analysis, 20 questions are generally asked. About the computer, obviously 20 questions. So these will be the 80 questions together in paper 1. In paper 1, we will study probability, statistical method, and for these I will provide you two types of things. One, solution of Gupta Kapoor. Have you done? Because it was with you from the BSc first year. So have you completed entire Gupta Kapoor? At least the examples entirely? Have you completed entirely examples? That's good then. So you have, first of all, who do not have done it, they have to do the Gupta Kapoor example, at least example. Then after, if you want to go, you can attempt the exercises as well. But first of all, you need to do this. Second, we will provide you the assignment on each and every topic, like it can be on basic probability, then on expectation, MGF. So on all the topics, there will be exercises. One exercise will contain 80 or some 75 or 100 plus questions can be. So these two will be. In a statistical methods will be, there will be same thing, like on the measure of central tendency, on the dispersion and other things. There will be classes will be there, and then after there will be assignment. After having these assignments and having the Gupta Kapoor, you will be taken test. Around 19 to 20 tests will be taken, each containing 40 question. This will be the test, class test, that we said na, that about 3 days class test will be there. So about 20 tests will be on these two topics. Clear? Around, and it will be of 1.5 hour or 1 hour. Clear? So 40 questions containing, if you see it all together, it will give you around 8,000 to 9,000 questions, including Gupta Kapoor, that we have to do at any cost. If you see this year's exam, there are lots of questions have been asked from the Gupta Kapoor. Okay. So there will be lots of questions that will be asked from the Gupta Kapoor. Now, that's why I always say that must see the Gupta Kapoor. If you see this year's exam, na, actually the students were more devoted towards the sir convergence, the topic of convergence is coming, sir the topic of expectation is coming. This year's none of them was asked. This year the question was asked directly from the chi-square distribution only. About 10 to 15 question was from the chi-square distribution. So you cannot decide the direction where UPSC can ask questions, but yes, we can have the comprehensive study, so that from wherever they want to ask, they have the right to ask, and we will give the answer to each and every questions. Probability and statistical method will be backbone for paper 1. In paper 1, generally students score less, and the reason is not only these two but these as well. Because sometimes if you see the previous year question in 2023, then what was the question asked? Question was too easy, but it was tricky. Got the point? You can I will obviously solve the questions before you as well, and you can see the question. If you see the question at first, you will be scared that like it's too lengthy, and when you solve it, it's too easy. That is the case. And just there is a one trick that if you know, you can solve, otherwise you cannot solve. That is the only thing. So we will do a lot of practice here. Without practice you cannot cover paper 1, neither paper 2 even. Next is numerical analysis. In this paper we will be doing in class about 500 plus question. Out of these 500, if they are asking 20 question, 18 question at least will be directly from there. Clear? But we will do 500 plus questions, out of which 150 or 200 plus question I will do, and rest I will provide you to do. Got the point? So these will be the questions. In the computer application, I can say you, we will provide you lectures, their notes as well. For these 3 we will not provide notes, but for this one we will provide you the notes. So lecture and lecture notes along with a workbook. There will be a workbook of, so this workbook will contain the objective types question and their solution, which you have to solve. And then after there will be around, for this one only, because we are doing the 500 questions in classes, so we do not need to take more of the examination, and I will take around 3 to 4 tests on it, only 3 to 4 tests. Got the point? Then on computer there can be 7 to 8 tests, or can be 10 as well. It will increase if needed, if you will allow, because as I have seen that you will not say to take the daily test. As I have observed, if I am taking the 3 days test, students get like sir, no sir, next week. So this is the case. But if you say I will try to take every week 3 tests, not at this time, after teaching something, so obviously I will teach something from my side and then I will take the test around first week of September or last week of August. Clear? So this will be there. First thing is we need to put a target. This year one of my students has reported me that he has got 155 marks in paper 1 out of 200, and there is a chance that he will be selected if paper 3 and paper 4 has gone well. So there is a target 150 to 160. This was the target in previous years as well. So we have to put our target that we need to have 150 to 160 marks. And if you are from general category students, then believe me, if you are getting less than this marks, you will not be qualified. Got the point? 150 is must. Clear? So this is the case, and this is not me that I am saying. The students who is qualifying, and obviously in Delhi their medical is there in AIMS, so he comes, then he obviously meets me, and in such case he is tell me, sir, without about 300 in paper 1 and 2 no one can qualify, either in general or in OBC. At least in these 2 categories students cannot qualify without having these much of marks. So 150 to 160 will be our target that we have to achieve, and it can be achieved easily. As I said now, in probability and statistical methods, out of these 40 questions there will be lots of questions that will be before you, like I will provide you the test based on order statistics and others, and directly from those tests there are questions coming directly. So what you have to do is you have just to practice it a lot of time, because you should be in your mind that what are the questions coming. Then only you can like suppose sometimes that data can be changed, so you can also change your mindset and you can solve according to the data. So that is the case. So it will be our target for the paper 1, 150 at least, and 160 if more than that is coming, that's good. Got the point? But it's not easy that you'll get 160 plus or something. It will not be easy. Now next is paper 2. What are the papers that we have to study? बच्चे ज्वाइन नहीं किए हैं. One second. Let me check them. Okay.
Recording in progress.
Okay. All of you, please connect through the audio. Hello. So, am I visible? Someone of you can say you have the ability to unmute yourself. So, I will let you know all about the paper 1. So we have known about that what we have to do in paper 1, and now we are at the statistics paper 2, that what we have to do in statistics paper 2. Got the point? So now see here, in statistics paper 2, how many components we have to study? A statistical inference. How many, first of all? The live candidate can also tell me. You can unmute yourself and can mute again. This is all the components of a statistical inference. So there are 3. One was linear model. Second one is I need to pin. Okay. So one is linear model, second is a statistical inference in one way, a statistical inference in which obviously point estimation, interval estimation and testing of hypothesis are there. Got the point? And the third is official statistics. Clear? There are 3 sections, out of which the first one section, which seems easy and is easy. Clear? So for this we will give you the lectures. Lectures will be too short. Why too short? Because some of the things you have to study in linear model, and most of the things you have to study in econometrics. Clear? In paper 3. So we will start with the linear model and will enter into the econometrics from there. Got the point? Despite that, there will be one thing, that is, for the linear model we will provide you a special notes. of about 35 to 40 pages, and the 15 question that will come from the linear model, 15 question. Out of 15, 14 question will directly come from these special notes. I will give you the notes and you can check from the previous years as well. So that will be the case there. Now, so this special notes will be much useful. Got the point? This special notes is created from the different books. A one-liner has been created. So it will be just point wise and you can directly see the answers there. A statistical inference is used in this, containing 50 questions. 50 questions. And obviously official statistics is containing also the 15 questions. Got the point? So this is 15 questions, 50 questions and 15 questions. About the linear model, I am sure that after studying econometrics well, because econometrics is going to be very lengthy topic. So after studying econometrics, you will be able to solve each and every questions. Even you will be able to give their explanation as well. Got the point? For the statistical inference, obviously lectures will be there, assignments will be there, and test will be there. About 8 to 9 tests will be there. Along with it, what extra things that I will say you to do is lectures, assignments and tests. After this, the most of the question of a statistical inference that you can find in the IIT JAM question paper, that I will say you to do. IIT JAM get question paper. Got the point? And obviously the previous year ISS. So these two will be, because in the IIT JAM, if you see, around 25 questions are coming every year from the statistical inference. And now from 2014 to this time, how many questions will be there? Just you can see. So this is there. You can see the get questions. In the get questions, you can find the level of the questions. Got the point? So it will be useful even for the RBI DSIM as well, because in the RBI DSIM they are mostly asking the questions from the get. Clear? Now, so this will be for the statistical inference, and obviously thereafter there will be Gupta Kapoor that you have to do. One more book that I will suggest to do is the VK Rohtagi. The assignment that I will provide, though it will contain the entire things and it will be too calculative and too tricky, but then also I will say you why I am saying VK Rohtagi, because I was not saying before VK Rohtagi, but this year I have seen around 7 to 8 questions was asked directly from the VK Rohtagi. Directly, like the statement wise questions that was directly asking from the VK Rohtagi, Bayesian questions that they are asking directly from the VK Rohtagi. So this is the case there. Now, next is, yeah, obviously. So let me see whether recording is working or not. There is no issue. Recording will be provided, and if you say, I will share with you these slides as well, because this can be given. This is how technology works. This is not my thing, it's the technology that is working here. 1 second. Good. So so this is about the paper 2. Now about the paper 3, which is sometimes too scary as well. Got the point? Why it's too scary? Because students are getting less marks. If you ask your seniors, they are getting less marks always in paper 3. And I'm also saying that though I will teach you everything, whatever will be necessary, and sometimes if you are also practicing what I am saying, then you will get the like you will be knowing the entire answers, about the 95% of the answers you will be knowing, but you need time else also na to write the answers. They will give you the less time. In 2021 and 2022, what they were asking is, see here, what is the pattern? They are asking the questions in two sections, section A and section B. Section A is compulsory, where they are asking two questions, question number 1 A, B, C, and question number 2 A, B and C. Each section is containing 40 marks. Two questions will be 15-15 and one will be 10, 15-15 and 10. Got the point? So 40 marks it will be. Now sometimes what they will do is, to make it lengthy, they will write A 1 2, B 1 2, C 1 2. Got the point? And if they are doing so, every question will not be only of 10 marks or 2 marks. They will give you such, like they do not have any such pattern that if the question answer of the question is lengthy, then give it to the 15 marks. They can give you in 10 marks the lengthy questions and shorter questions in 15 marks as well. Sometimes there are some questions which is too tricky. If you see this year's as well and in 2021, so there were some questions that was too tricky and they just asked. They given at one time they given just the 10 marks and at one time they given just the 15 marks. So in such situation, you have to go through it, and for this part only, because it is compulsory, and though students always say, sir, in this one I will study only the sampling and econometrics, and if you study only sampling and econometrics, you can pass this exam in paper 3 sometimes, but sometimes not. For the section A, I will always say that along with sampling and econometrics, read the time series, index and demand as well. Clear? Because these are the total of 5 sections that you have to study. So in section A, if they are asking, suppose none of the questions from sampling and econometrics, then all the 80 marks question is left. You will not be able to do any questions, and it is not necessary that they will always ask the question from the sampling and econometrics there. They can ask the question from anywhere, though generally at least one question from econometrics and one question from the sampling is being asked. Got the point? But it's not necessary, and there is no rule, there is no such rule exist in the paper. Please, सब बारिश में पड़ गए हैं, अभी बारिश में पड़ गए. चलिए, सो हम लोग कर रहे थे कि कैसे कैसे हम पढ़ने वाले हैं, क्या क्या सिलेबस है. क्लियर? 2 रिकॉर्डिंग रहेगी, जो पीछे वाली है उसकी भी रिकॉर्डिंग मिलेगी, एंड मैं एक बार फिर से रिकैप कर दूंगा. ओके, सो नाउ आपकी हिंदी थोड़ी सी अच्छी है और इंग्लिश थोड़ी सी डाउन है. दैट्स व्हाट मैम हैज सजेस्टेड मी. सो वी नीड टू इम्प्रूव इंग्लिश. वाई? क्यों इम्प्रूव करना जरूरी होगा? क्योंकि आपका एग्जाम थॉरोली इंग्लिश में है. इंटरव्यू में वो आपको हिंदी बोलना अलाउ नहीं करेंगे. अगर आप फोर्स करेंगे तो पहली बात आपकी मार्क्स घटाई जाएगी. दूसरी बात, वो कहेंगे आपको कि मैं आपकी इंग्लिश पे आपको जज नहीं कर रहा हूं. बट रियलिटी इज कि मैं आपको कितना भी कह लूं कि इंग्लिश के ऊपर जज नहीं कर रहा हूं, मैं तो इतना तक मानता हूं कि वो लोग इंग्लिश नहीं सुंदरता के ऊपर भी जज कर लेते हैं. एंड दैट्स रियलिटी. इस बात को समझिए. ठीक है, वो बहुत ज्यादा नहीं हैम्पर होगा, बट थोड़ा बहुत हैम्पर हो ही जाता है, चाहे कुछ भी हो. क्लियर? कोई अगर फीमेल इंटरव्यूअर होगी तो वो मेल को ज्यादा प्रीफर कर ही देगी. ये नॉर्मल सी टेंडेंसी, एंड दैट्स थॉरोली गुड. लाइक इट्स ट्रू, बिटर ट्रूथ जिसको कहते हैं ना, वही है. गॉट द पॉइंट? कि ये नेचुरल सी बात है. इसलिए मैं हमेशा कहता हूं कि जब इंटरव्यू में जाना तो अच्छे से 2 दिन पहले ब्यूटी पार्लर चले जाना. ये नेचुरल सी बात है, क्योंकि अगर वहां चले जाते हो तो ठीक है, मतलब पहले पढ़ाई कर लो, अभी कुछ जरूरत नहीं है, बट उसके बाद एक बार हो आना जरूर. क्लियर? लड़कों के लिए भी है. ठीक है, आप भी जा सकते हैं सैलून में, आजकल यूनिसेक्स चलता है, तो जा करके सैलून में अच्छे से सेट करा सकते हैं बियर्ड आदि को। क्लियर? सो वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड इंग्लिश वेल। क्लियर? आपको थोड़ा थोड़ा करके इंप्रूव करना है। आई विल लेट यू नो इवन आफ्टर क्लास कि कैसे इंग्लिश को अच्छा किया जा सके। क्लियर? बट मोस्ट ऑफ द कैंडिडेट्स आर इन इंग्लिश, सो मैं इंग्लिश में पढ़ाऊंगा। इफ यू हैव सम क्वेरीज, सपोज आपको कोई बातें समझ में नहीं आई इंग्लिश में, जस्ट स्टॉप मी, आई विल लेट यू नो इन हिंदी। गॉट द पॉइंट? चलिए, सो सेक्शन ए के बारे में हमने बतला दिया कि सेक्शन ए विल बी ऑफ 80 मार्क्स दैट यू हैव टू अटेम्प्ट। Out of section B, in section B there will be 5 questions. Question number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of which you have to select only 3 questions. Clear? And 6 questions. Out of 6 you have to select only 3. Got the point? Any 3 can be selected. And each one will be of 80 marks. Something like this. A, B and C, A, B and C. If in every one there will be A, B and C. Got the point? Can be sometimes A1, A2, those types of things can also be here. Now, if you see that this is 3, generally the pattern that has been developed till this time, that paper 3, question number 3 and question number 4 will be from sampling. Generally. Question number 5 and 6 will be from econometrics, and question number 7 and 8 will be from the economic statistics, where time series, index and demands coming. Sometimes they can give you directly from the time series both the questions, and sometimes if not both they can mix up. Clear? But it's not the universal rule, they can change the pattern as well. Clear? There is nothing for the problem. Now, so we have to study sampling, we have to study econometrics, and most of the students, why they say that sir I will only study the econometrics and sampling. See, 15 marks econometrics sampling, they can do what, they can check the pattern. This is sampling 80 marks, this is sampling 80 marks, this is econometrics 80 marks. Sorry, 40 120 plus 30, so they have covered 150 marks just from the econometrics and sampling. And sometimes it may possible that there can be 2 questions from this one, sometimes that has been seen. So they understand that if I am correcting 150 out of 150, if they are getting 80 marks as well, they can be selected in the exam, nothing the problem. So this is what they think. Now, so this is the thing that they see always. Clear? Now, but we are not going to do so. We have to study, as we have seen the pattern from last 2 years, that most of the questions are being asked from the time series. They are giving weight, like proper weight to the time series as well, and generally students try to skip time series. Even some of the students, even my students, they were trying to skip the advanced topic of the econometrics as well. Have you studied econometrics? Econometrics पढ़ा है आपने? So have you done the masters or bachelors? Okay, तो econometrics आपके रुकी होगी. Don't worry, मैं start करूंगा. I will start from the regression analysis. Regression analysis पढ़ा होगा. So from regression analysis I will start, and then we'll reach to the advanced level as well. Got the point? So one by one everything will be done. Now what we will do is in the econometrics, obviously lectures will be there, notes will be provided, and on the same notes there will be provided lessons. And जो हमारे बच्चों ने बतलाया है, अभी कुछ बच्चे हैं जो पिछले साल के हैं, एंड आपको पता ही दिस इज ऑफ 2 years, तो उनका जो भी सेशन होता है उनका यही कहना है कि सर आफ्टर हैविंग द लेक्चर्स ये लेसन बनाना जरूरी होगा. इफ यू आर नॉट डूइंग द लेसन्स, एडवांस टॉपिक में क्या पढ़ा रहा हूं एंड व्हाई आई एम टीचिंग दोज थिंग्स, व्हाट आई एम टीचिंग एंड व्हाई आई एम टीचिंग, वो क्लियर करने के लिए यू नीड टू सी द लेसन्स. गॉट द पॉइंट? So it will be mandatory to solve these lessons. Either you can solve it through the open book exam, and then after I will take the test on these lessons. Clear? Around at the last, how many tests you want, that I can take. Clear? Like if you do it, like how much you can do. Clear? So there will be tests. In the same way, sampling. If you see this year's paper, in the sampling there was 2 to 3 things that was asked extra, but that was not from sampling actually. What they were expecting from you is they wanted you to have some current affairs in mind. One of the institution, ISI Kolkata, that you know, पता है ना ISI Kolkata. So about ISI, in the ISI Kolkata previous year there was a conference in which the conference was on the topic Desraj estimator, Das estimator, Murthy's estimator, and they asked the question from there, on from that paper. जब मैंने क्वेश्चन देखा एंड आई सर्च ऑन गूगल, देन मुझे पता चला कि यस दिस दास एस्टिमेटर, बिकॉज देसराज इज already to study, but Das estimator, though Das estimate, about the Das estimator, some of the textbook just write one line, but that one line does not give you the definition. Got the point? ऑनलाइन वाले बच्चे एक बार आप लोग रिपोर्ट तो कर दो, सब सो गए. दिवांश नेगी, कैन यू स्टार्ट योर वीडियो? आपसे तो बात हुई है पहले, बिकॉज ओके, सो सब कुछ सही से दिख रही है एंड साउंड इज गोइंग वेल? ओके, फिर ठीक है, आप ऑफ कर सकते हैं अपना कैमरा एंड गुड. सो ये आपके सैम्पलिंग है, दिस इज द सैम्पलिंग. आपके डू यू अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश वेल? क्लियर? ओके, सो नाउ सी, सो इन द सैम्पलिंग we will study everything. Actually, when they ask the Das estimator, first thing I had in mind that it should be M.N. Das. Do you know M.N. Das and N.C. Giri is a author? They have written a lot of books, books of multivariate analysis, books of design of experiment. They have written a lot of books. So I was acquainted with the M.N. Das. I thought that it should be M.N. Das. At the last, when I saw some textbook, it was not M.N. Das. It was A.C. Das. So then I obviously searched for, because in that textbook as well there was nothing written, they were just written that there is a Das estimator first developed, and then by the, like by improving those estimator, Desraj estimator were developed. So there was a Das estimator. Then we searched for that what is this Das estimator, and we seen one of the like from the workshop of ISI that this is the Das estimator, and obviously I will give you the definition of that as well, because every year my notes is being improved, because every year I add some of the things in that, whatever comes extra, because see, entire things cannot be studied. I will let you know in econometrics as well that I will teach you too lengthy that you will even say, sir, this much will come. Yes, that is coming, but despite that as well, I will always say that after this as well, they can ask extra things that may not have been covered. Clear? So now for the econometrics I have done, I will do entire things there. As I said, starting from the regression analysis, violation of the assumption, dynamic regression model, stochastic regression model, and then we'll enter into the simultaneous equation model. That is the too vast topic according to the students. Have you studied? Have you studied simultaneous equation model in econometrics? So that is too advanced topic, but if you are studying it, each and every question that will come advanced, and you will understand the real phenomenon that is happening in the economy. Got the point? So whatever is happening in either US economy or Indian economy, that will also be understood. Then in the sampling, we will study each and every topic. Even I will let you know that from where they are asking the numerical questions, because you may see there are numerical questions and generally it is hidden that what is the from where they are asking these questions, numerical questions. I will let you know the name of that book as well. Once I will teach, you will solve those books, and if you see the questions, I think despite Gupta Kapoor, they are asking the questions directly from there, most of the questions, and he is a renowned professor of India. So this book will do. And in the sampling as well, there will be lessons that you have to do, because see, I never say you that cram. In the examination time, in the masters and bachelors, you all will be having this, and in the balcony आप जाते हैं and you just cram. I have seen in my hostel life that I have seen the students were just doing at the 12 a.m. night. So you do not have to do that. What you have to do is you have just to do these lessons for each and every paper of subjective. Clear? So this will be around the sampling. Despite that, there will be time series, and in the time series also the same thing will happen. Got the point? And index and demand are too easy, but for the demand I will not only teach you the Gupta Kapoor, though notes are from the Gupta Kapoor mostly, but questions are not coming directly. All the questions are not coming. Some questions can come. The numerical questions are directly coming from Gupta Kapoor, but there are some questions which is coming from the NCERT microeconomics. Got the point? So budget line and like if you have to understood it very well, na, then you need to, suppose you have to study utility function. You just see the Gupta Kapoor, then after see microeconomics. I am just letting you know the name of books, and you will understand better in microeconomics, not in Gupta Kapoor, because Gupta Kapoor sir has written well though. Then also you need some examples to understand, and they are not giving the examples. They have just written it as a theoretical part. Got the point? So that is the case for index and demand. In the index, the notes that I will provide and the lectures that I will provide will be useful not only for the index part, the subjective part, but also for the official statistics part. Got the point? So this is there. In paper 3, as in the paper 2, we have not set the target. In paper 2, your target should be 170 to 180 marks. Do not scare, it can be done. At least 170 marks you need, because there will be time when 200 out of 200 students will be getting. Just 1 or 2 years, just have patience for 1 and 2 years, and they will be getting 200 out of 200, because now the students is having more concepts, and there are students, some of you may are studying from this year, you were not preparing before, but now there are students who is preparing from 2019, and they will be also competing with you, and you have to fight with them as well. So in such case, and some of you may know them, like there are lots of students in my institute as well who was in 2021 and they are preparing at this time as well. Some of the supports I always give, because I never say no. If you are a student, you have some hope, and obviously in such case I also have some hope that if you do something, I will also have my name. Got the point? So yes, that is the case. 170 to 180 should be your target in paper 2, and it can be achieved easily. What you have to do is just see the lectures. Yes, in the lectures I will do a lot of questions, so those questions will also be included. Not only questions, but I will do there is one more thing that you see in my class. I always give Q plus T, question plus theory, because these are questions as well as theory. If you see these results, it will come directly in your exam. Clear? So lectures will be there, assignments will be there. If you do these two things, na, IIT JAM and GATE, after that I will let you know one of the there is one more material that I will do, but before these, like after this I will do those particular material. Now see next, in this one I will give you the target of only 130 to 140. Getting 140 is not easy in paper 3. Clear? So in paper 3, if you are getting 130 marks, you are a good student, and you can have in the list of topper as well. If you are getting 130 marks, you can see the toppers marks for each and every year. So this is the case. About paper 4, I will ask all of you what is your optional, because in paper 4, statistics paper 4, and then I will come to the GS and GE part as well, because there are lots of questions you ask to the inquiry team about GS and GE. There are lots of candidates who ask, sir, ma'am, what will be in GS, how the GS will be covered, because see, GS part is like you need only 20 marks though, but then also if you are getting more, that will be good. So statistics paper 4, first of all we see, in this there are total of 7 sections, out of which you have to select only 2, and I will also teach you only 2, one candidate, but I am teaching the total of 3. Clear? In latest case, if there are some candidates coming, then I will teach the 4th one, otherwise it will take around lots of time, because there can be two students in each section, sometimes can be 1 students as well. So this is the case. So in paper 4, I will teach you demography, which is also called vital statistics. Second will be quality control or SQC. And third will be multivariate. And for those who is taking for the RBI DSIM, multivariate is mandatory, because this is one section in the RBI DSIM as well, so it will be the same for both. I will not say you to study the another topic like all the 3, because whatever energy and effort you make on the 3, just put on 2. Got the point? So what is yours one? What is yours? By sitting you can see. Multivariate is 1, and another is quality control or demography. Have you studied any of these 2? Both. Okay, so then what is your favorite one? Like you are well comfortable in which? Quality control. That's a wise choice actually, according to me. Yours? Demography and multivariate. That's good. Design can be you alone only. I can that's why I said I give sometimes. Okay, that's good. And what about you? Speak loudly. Second and third. And what about you? First and second. Yes, this is also a wise choice actually, because in both of the cases you don't have to go through the hazardous mathematics. Actually mathematics is our backbone for the, at least for the statistics student, but the problem is that we do not have such exposure in statistics in the entire University of India. None of the university gives you such exposure which you need. Clear? And what about the online guys? Tell me one by one by unmuting yourself. Because we need to see, otherwise आप लोग कहोगे कि सर ऑफलाइन वालों को ध्यान दे रहे हैं, ऑनलाइन वाले तो पूछ ही नहीं रहे हैं. हाँ बताइएगा. हर्षित, demography and quality control. That's good. Another. Yep.
Demography and quality control.
Good. Others.
डेमोग्राफी एंड क्वालिटी कंट्रोल.
डेमोग्राफी एंड क्वालिटी कंट्रोल. आप लोगों को दिख रहा है, वोटिंग समझ में आ रही है? व्हाट इज द रेशियो? हाँ, नेक्स्ट.
सर डेमोग्राफी एंड क्वालिटी कंट्रोल.
डेमोग्राफी एंड क्वालिटी कंट्रोल. नेक्स्ट. दैट्स इट.
Sir, multivariate and quality control.
Multivariate and quality control. Okay. Any others?
Sir, demography and multivariate.
Demography and
Demography and quality control.
demography and quality control. आपको दिख रहा है? Why I am teaching these three? Because आपको mostly जो दिखेंगे वो इसमें दिखेंगे. ये चौथा रह जाता है. पहले के टाइम पे डिजाइन ज्यादा लिया जाता था एंड क्वालिटी कंट्रोल वाज लाइक बॉयकॉट. बट अब ऐसा है कि क्वालिटी कंट्रोल ज्यादा अच्छा समझ आता है. एंड इवन आई विल ऑल्सो से दैट क्वालिटी कंट्रोल इज गुड. वाई? इसमें आपको कॉम्प्लेक्स मैथमेटिक्स नहीं दिखेगी. यू हैव नथिंग टू डू विद द मैथमेटिक्स. क्लियर? कॉम्प्लेक्स मैथमेटिक्स नहीं होती है, इजी मैथमेटिक्स होती है. क्लियर? लाइक सम, मल्टीप्लीकेशन, दिस टाइप्स ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स. तो करना इजी है. डेमोग्राफी एंड मल्टीवेरिएट साथ में लेते हैं बच्चे, बट समटाइम्स नॉट. क्यों? डेमोग्राफी में आपको रटना पड़ता है थोड़ा सा. यू नीड टू क्रैम सम ऑफ द थिंग्स. दिस इज मस्ट. सो डेमोग्राफी इज दो गुड बिकॉज डेमोग्राफी में जो हमारा स्कोर रहा है कि 90 मार्क्स का तो क्वेश्चन मैच कर ही जाता है. 10 मार्क्स हमेशा मैच नहीं करेगा. ये देखा गया है, एज आई हैव सीन, कि 10 मार्क्स तो रह ही जाता है चाहे मैं कितना भी पढ़ा दूं. वाई? मैं ये भी करा सकता हूं, दिस 10 मार्क्स कैन बी डन, बट उसके लिए मुझे आपको रिसर्च लेवल तक पढ़ाना पड़ेगा. फ्रॉम वेयर दे आर आस्किंग डायरेक्टली द क्वेश्चंस. देयर विल बी सम क्वेश्चंस. एक क्वेश्चन आपके आए हुए थे एंड अगर आप लोगों ने क्वेश्चन देखे हो, देयर वाज क्वेश्चन ऑफ टाइपोग्राफिकल एरर टू बी फाउंड आउट. 10 मार्क्स क्वेश्चन वाज इट इन डेमोग्राफी एंड प्रीवियस ईयर बच्चे ने पूछा, मैंने जवाब दिया एंड द आंसर वाज ओनली ऑफ 4 पॉइंट्स. 10 marks question and answer is in just 4 line. That is also of mathematics. अब बच्चे को लगा कि सर ठग लिए हमें तो, but the reality was not that. मैंने जो आंसर दिया था, the answer that I have given was directly from the research paper. And in the research paper even the author जिन्होंने इस क्वेश्चन को बनाया था, उन्होंने कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं दिया था. आप लोगों को मैं वो रिसर्च पेपर दिखा दूंगा कभी. ऑथर का नाम है नाथन कैफिट्स. उन्होंने इस बुक को लिया, उसी क्वेश्चन को डायरेक्टली यूपीएससी ने क्यों डाल दिया मुझे नहीं पता. इवन उन्होंने सॉल्यूशन भी दिया है उस क्वेश्चन का एंड दे हैव डायरेक्टली रिटन दैट दिस आर टाइपोग्राफिकल एरर. अब समझ के देखिए, टाइपोग्राफिकल एरर फाइंड आउट करना इतना आसान नहीं है इन द टेबल. एंड इफ यू सी कि आपको अगर करना है, सपोज यू हैव टू फाइंड कि इफ देयर इज सम चेंज इन द पैटर्न इज कमिंग, लाइक होता है ना कि expectation of life should be more for the youngsters and less for the elder. Got the point? तो इस टाइप के कुछ पैटर्न्स देखे जा सकते हैं टू चेक फॉर द टाइपोग्राफिकल एरर, बट इट विल नॉट बी ट्रू वाइज चॉइस टू सी दोज थिंग्स इन द एग्जाम हॉल. अब कितना देर देखोगे? बिकॉज ये ढूंढना, बिकॉज दिस इज जस्ट वन पैटर्न, देयर कैन बी अदर पैटर्न्स एज वेल. गॉट द पॉइंट? तो दूसरे पैटर्न के अनुसार में पॉसिबल समटाइम्स की क्यू की वैल्यू निगेटिव आ रही हो, विच इज नॉट पॉसिबल. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे और पैटर्न देखे जा सकते हैं. हाउ मच ऑफ वी कैन सी. सो दैट्स वाई मैं डायरेक्टली उनका आंसर ले लिया. एंड व्हेन आई सी देयर्स आंसर, उनके आंसर में भी कोई वाइज चॉइस नहीं था. नाइदर दे हैव सीन एनी पैटर्न. अगर उनके आंसर्स मैं आपको दिखा भी दूंगा और उनके ओरिजिनल कॉन्टेक्स्ट भी दिखा दूंगा, बिकॉज अब तो ये है ना, पहले नहीं दिखा पता था बट अब है. ठीक है, तो अब इस पे ओपन करके आपको दिखा सकता हूं. सो दिस इज देयर नाउ. So it is about paper 4. In paper 4, your target should be 150 to 170, जो कि अचीव करना पॉसिबल है. इवन 180 तक पॉसिबल है अचीव करना. इट कैन बी पॉसिबल. गॉट द पॉइंट? नाउ, so this is 150 and the entire thing will be in such manner. Here there are two section. One is compulsory, in which there are 5 question, A, B, C, D, E. These are 5 questions which is compulsory to do 50 marks, and then there will be 4 questions, A, B, C, D in each section, and you have to select out of these 4 2 and have to do 25 marks will be there. So you have to select any 2 and have to solve it. Got the point? So this is there. We have to do it multivariate में. In the multivariate most of the question आपके नोट्स से आ जाएंगे. If they are asking numericals even ना, तो आपके नोट्स में numericals भी ऐड किए गए हैं. Got the point? But there can be some more questions. उसके लिए we will tell you about the notes, that which particular books you have to follow. अभी तक आप लोगों ने कौन सी बुक फॉलो की है for the multivariate? T.W. Anderson, notes of your class mostly. अब नोट्स को जरा सा देखिएगा एंड गो एंड चेक फॉर द T.W. Anderson. आपको दिखाई देगा कि मोस्ट ऑफ द नोट्स आर क्रिएटेड फ्रॉम द T.W. Anderson. Clear? Most of the notes that you have either of DU or of any other university, even for Jammu University, कहीं से भी आप देखोगे, even BHU and others. So सारी यूनिवर्सिटी के नोट्स जो होते हैं वो T.W. Anderson से कहीं ना कहीं they are catalyzed. Clear? So वहीं से चीजें ली जाती है. Most of the things there will be something that I will also teach from the T.W. Anderson, but not all. Clear? Obviously उसमें से बहुत सारी चीजें निकाल करके फिर पढ़नी है. क्वालिटी कंट्रोल के लिए आपको बुक्स आप जानते हैं, DC मोंटगोमरी. क्लियर? बट हम उससे नहीं पढ़ेंगे. बट वी विल से यू टू हैव सम ऑफ द थिंग्स फ्रॉम देयर, like for practicing, and entire things like lessons will be for these topics as well, test series will be for these topics as well. वो सारी चीजें सबके लिए चलेंगी, ऑब्जेक्टिव के लिए भी. So and then डेमोग्राफी में आप पढ़ोगे तो खुश हो जाओगे कि सर सारे क्वेश्चन हमसे बन जाएंगे अब. बट मैंने जैसा कहा कि 90 मार्क्स तो आपसे बन जाएंगे डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम नोट्स. 10 मार्क्स के लिए अगर आप कहेंगे तो मैं कुछ मटेरियल बतला दूंगा which you need to study. कभी मत करना है स्टडी, बिकॉज वो मटेरियल अपने आप में रिसर्च पेपर है. सो यू डोंट हैव टू डू 90 मार्क्स इज इनफ. इफ यू आर डूइंग 90 मार्क्स वेल, तो 10 मार्क्स के लिए अपनी जिंदगी नहीं बर्बाद करनी है. गॉट द पॉइंट? सो जस्ट फॉर 10 मार्क्स क्यों आप वरीड रहेंगे कि नहीं 10 मार्क्स तो छूट गया और दूसरा पेपर में 90 मार्क्स और आ सकते हैं. सो इट कैन बी डन. इवन आफ्टर दिस वी विल डू द प्रीवियस ईयर सॉल्यूशन लाइव. जब प्रीवियस ईयर सॉल्यूशन होगा तो आप सब लोगों के साथ जुड़ जाएंगे हमारे रिकॉर्डिंग के सारे बच्चे ऑनलाइन लाइव में. एंड आई विल ट्राई टू डू दीज ऑन संडे इफ पॉसिबल. क्लियर? सो संडे को करने का प्रयास करूंगा, और अदरवाइज उनके लिए अलग से भी सेशन रख सकता हूं. 2-2 घंटे की सेशन होगी. सो इट विल बी देयर नाउ. सो प्रीवियस ईयर का लाइव सॉल्यूशन होगा अपने पास. बट मैं आपको पहले टाइम बतलाऊंगा. आई विल गिव यू 10 days टाइम. यू नीड टू सॉल्व दोज क्वेश्चंस एंड ओनली दोज क्वेश्चंस विल बी सॉल्व्ड. मुझे पता है कि सारे सॉल्व करने पड़ जाते हैं एट द लास्ट, बट वही क्वेश्चन करूंगा जो आप में से किसी से नहीं होगा. गॉट द पॉइंट? ओके, सॉरी. सो आई विल डू ओनली दोज क्वेश्चंस विच कैन नॉट बी डन बाय एनी ऑफ यू. गॉट द पॉइंट? सो फॉर द paper 3 and 4, for the paper 1 and 2 you don't need to worry, because in 1 to 2 months everything will be on the YouTube. So though you don't need to worry, you can ask here in the office as well. After the class, if you have to ask some personal questions, you can ask me in office. For the live candidate, they have been given the live mentorship, so they can take their mentorship there. So this is the case. Now it's about the 4 topics of statistics. But what about the GS and GE? For GE, you don't have to think, because if you know to write how the answers of GS can be done, you will automatically know how the GE can be done, because you have to write everything in English. So if you are writing everything in English, that does mean the language English you know already. Got the point? And in writing there is less grammar that you have to use. Got the point? In speaking there is worst grammar that you have to use. Got the point? Because it is not the SSC exam where I have to spot the grammar. Yes, there are 10 marks questions where spotting grammar is essential, but if you are doing 90 marks for 10 marks, as I said, we do not have to worry, because that can be done. And I know that even I will teach you the entire things, the spotting grammar portion. Any of you have studied for SSC even? Anytime? Anywhere? Have you studied? No. That's good. I have not even given any examination of such kind. Only examination related to statistics I have given, and that's so. This is it. Now see, for the GE part, what I will do is from today or from the next week, maybe from today. So from next week, you will be provided lessons. There will be 4 lessons provided. Lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3 and lesson 4 each week. 3 and 4. Each week you will be provided 4 lessons. In these 4 lessons, one day you will be provided 1 essay. Second day you can be provided precise writing. And third day you will be provided paragraph writing. And fourth day fourth day there will be nothing. In the fourth day you will be provided the answers of all these 3 solutions. Got the point? For the offline it will be provided in the hard copy. For online candidate it will be provided on your portal in PDF. Clear? What you have to do is you have to solve these. Clear? In the same lesson I will do something for the GS as well. Clear? So for the GS, first day suppose history questions, 1 question of history will be asked. Clear? Now I will tell you from where you can write the answers as well. Second day it will be suppose polity, though you can find it can be different patterns. Economics and geography. And these questions will be from NCERT, class 6 to 12. That you need to do at first. Though I will teach you the lectures as well, but before that we need to do this. Got my point? So you can either see the NCERT books, or you can see at this time, because most of the candidates do not see on the NCERT, they directly see on Google or ChatGPT today's. So you can even do it from ChatGPT, can do it from, if you are doing it from the NCERT, that will be well, because if you have gone to do these questions from NCERT, you will read those chapters, and if you are reading those chapters, you will not only solving that one but also understanding the whereabouts pattern. Got the point? Because there besides questions can also be done there. Clear? So this is there. So history, polity, economics and geography, 4 questions every week, 1 essay, 1 precise writing and 1 paragraph writing will be done. As you know, there are 20 questions in GS that is being asked. In the GS, along with these questions, we will give you lectures, as well as on each and every lectures there will be test. Around 10 plus test will be for GS only. Clear? And as you know that in GS, for the history, if you see why I will teach you up to the level of UPSC CSE, the GS part of UPSC CSE you know already. So I will try to teach you up to that level. Why? Because in the history, if you see this year's question, then they have asked 5 questions and 2 questions is from the, 1 question was from Harappan civilization, second question was from Mahajanpad. Got the point? Mahajanpad is a topic. These 2 were from the ancient history. If you see these questions in the NCERT, though questions are there, answers are very short given. So I will try to follow the books of Upinder Singh. Do you know Upinder Singh? She is the daughter of Dr. Manmohan Singh. इनको जानते होंगे आप. So she is a historian, and she was the professor. Now she is retired. She was the professor of DU. So we will teach you from the Upinder Singh book most of the topics of ancient history. Then for the medieval history, obviously there is a book of Satish Chandra. I always say, clear? Satish Chandra. This is the book that you have to follow. This book can be seen as the ancient, like it was the old one NCRT. Old NCRT, have you seen? So old NCRT was written by the Satish Chandra. Now the books is written by different panelists, but not that time. At that time there was the book of Arjun Dev and the Satish Chandra. So medieval history, there was one question asked from the medieval history this year. It was related to Akbar. And the third one is modern history. There was two questions asked from the modern history. So I always think, because this is too lengthy topics from the ancient to the modern, it's too lengthy. So I always think that we need to do entire one, and I will let you do more, I will do less in these things. Clear? So I will suggest you, even force you to do more, but I will do less here. Clear? Now this one I will teach you from the spectrum, because in the spectrum concisely it is written everything, and most of the questions that you will be asked will be directly from the spectrum. Got the point? So that is the case. So that will be a spectrum. A spectrum is written by Rajiv Ahir. Got the point? So these three will be in the history. In the polity, obviously the Lakshmikant. Clear? That is the most important book, and if you are just studying those and NCRT, that's enough, more than enough. In the geography, we will only study geography, though some of the topics I will teach from the another books as well, but we will teach you the geography. If the pattern is changing, then I will teach you some of the topics from the GC Leong. Got the point? GC Leong. You can also study these books because these are textbooks. So these two can be studied. In the polity, obviously there is only one and there is no others. In the economics, though I will generally teach you from the Singhania sir, Nitin Singhania, but NCRT and current affairs will be most important. Clear? So these two topics, like economics, can be asked from the NCRT, and in the NCRT as well it will be asked from the Indian economy. Got the point? Only Indian economy will be there. So from the Indian economy book that you have, economic development of India, that will be asked. Clear? And obviously none of these topics are isolated, all these topics are related to each other. So if you have to study history, you have to study geography, because this year in the UPSC CSE exam, previous year, there was one question asked in the GS1, and that question can come in your exam as well. They asked that what is the role of geography in defining the culture of India. Clear? So Indian culture and Indian habitat that you have to study, what is the role of geography there? You can see a lot of things. If we study world history, in the world history you know about our culture that the Muslim females wear burqa. Clear? We do not do so. We do not, generally it is supposed that the people that comes from the Brahman category, they do not eat flesh. Got the point? They are not carnivorous. So in such case, how can you think of it? See, we do have a lot of vegetation. Got the point? So we were not relied on eating flesh. is it? But the people who were generated in Arab, there was no such vegetation there, no such greenery was there. So in such case, what they will eat? They will eat flesh. That's why in their culture it is involved, it is included. Got the point? And there was the place where a lot of sand is, like there are sands, so they obviously cover their face in such case. So these types of things you can see there, and this is not one thing, there are lots of others. That's why I will say you to read NCERT even, because in the NCERT they write everything in the form of a story. They start with the story. So try to read those things, because reading of, like reading any books, even reading newspapers will be mandatory. Now I will come to the precise writing, because precise writing is, I will always say that always do precise writing at the last of the exam. Why? Because it will take your much of your time. Why? You need to first of all read it once well, have to understand the real meaning, then you have to convert it into the indirect speech, and then have to write it as the precise, because precise always is written in the indirect speech. Do you have studied the narration? So in the narration, direct and indirect speech are there. So the thing will be written in the direct speech. You have to write it in the indirect speech. Something like that, suppose I have taught you something, or I have said you any story about, suppose, a village. Now the same story if you tell to your friends, then you will speak in indirect speech and not in the manner that I have taught to you. Got the point? So this is indirect speech, and you have to say it in that manner. Got the point? This is the first and foremost thing that you have to keep in mind regarding the precise writing. Got the point? So in the precise writing, you need to do that. It is of 30 marks. So in the precise writing, you have 30 marks. Do it always in last. How much you can get marks in it? If you are getting 13 to 14 marks out of 14, that is about 50%. You are a good student. Clear? 13 to 14 marks if you are getting, then you are a good student. More than that till this time is not possible. Clear? Because it is a pattern of UPSC, they will not give you such marks. Another is essay. Essay should be done in the middle, or can you can start it in the first as well, because sometimes now the main problem in essay is you have to write it in 800 words. If you are writing up to 200 or 250 words, that is good, you have a lot of content to write. After 250 words, you are getting lack of content in your mind. That is where you need to keep in mind. How can you get content? Because you will be provided 4 essay and you have to select only one. So only select those content which you can write. And see, there is one thing that was done. There was one student, and he was from general category. He had a bad experience with the reservation. So once it was asked about reservation policy, and he started writing with the emotion, entire emotion he written on the paper. So that should not be there, because how can you do that? Your emotion is different. You have to write the pros and cons of everything. There should be no emotion, everything should be logical. Got the point? Because your emotion can be your emotion, and you can write some points, but you can write it that it is our overview, our viewpoint. So you by section or our viewpoint, you can write some of the things, not much, because if you are going to be an officer, if you will be in emotions, do you do like some good things for the other people, OBC and SC, STs and those? No. So in the case, you have to write everything through the logic. Got the point? Now, so for the essay, you have to write a lot of things. I will always say in the start, na, try to write using the Google. Whenever topics I will provide, use it on Google, read 3 to 4 essays on Google, and then try to write. Got the point? At the start I know that you will give me writing only 2 pages, but at least you have to write 6 pages, at least. From Google you can write in the start to learn the content, because at the start you don't have content, so you need to learn, and after that you need to write it by yourself after some time. Clear? Try writing by yourself, do it again if you are doing something wrong, cut it down, then write it. Got the point? So we need to do like doing by by mistakes we have to see. Clear? We have to learn from our mistakes. Now see. So this is of also 30 marks, and you can at most get 15 marks, not more than that, because they are expecting always. You have seen now that out of 1750 marks of CSE, students only get 800 or 900, and toppers even do not get more than 1000. So that means 50% is enough. Clear? So 15% they will give, and your essay is less tricky and it is easy than the CSE. If you see the essay part that is qualifying for them, if you see they are writing the essay and what are the topic of the essay that they have is too tough, but for you it will not be too tough. It will be based on sometimes environment, sometimes politics, sometimes economy, so they can ask on any of these. That's why I said that you do not have to study the content related to it mostly if you are studying for GS, because most of the things there will be must one topic from politics. So if you are studying polity well, you can do those things. Clear? And you just need to write and see everything is done in English. So the way of writing, according to me, all of you know well. Clear? Otherwise there will be improvement. And for the offline as well, you have to collect your copies. You have to take the copies with you, collect your copies, and I will put it on the office so that someone can check it. Clear? For the online people as well, you will be provided an email address on which you have to send your answer booklet. Got the point? And it will be checked by the team. Clear? And you will be provided feedback and the way of improvement on your copy. It will be written on your copy that what the problem is. Like sometimes students just write it is as a story. No, you don't have to write a story. You have to use bullet points. You have to use the tree diagram so that it can be well perceived. Got the point? Now see. So this is essay. Third is paragraph. Third is paragraph. So for the paragraph, this is of 200 words. You have to write it in 200 words. It is of 10 marks. And out of 10, 6 to 7 marks can be gained. Got the point? You can get up to 7 marks, and that's well marks. Clear? So in the paragraph, they generally ask the paragraph on proverb or some of the idioms or those. So something like ideas rule the world or others. Clear? Though I will give you the practice, then after as well I will let you know around 20 plus more paragraph, and you need to write extra. Clear? So these will be there. And for the precise writing, for the essay and for the paragraph, if you think that sir there will be classes on these, there will not be any classes. Sometimes I will give you the way of writing. Like suppose sometimes I have seen your copies on the online as well and offline as well. So I will see the copies. If I will find some major problems, then I will talk to you half an hour about how it can be improved. Got the point? So that will be done. Because if you see sir, give me 1 hour class for the essay, what can we say? Nothing. Till you are writing, you are doing mistakes. You need to do the mistakes and then learn from there. Clear? This is the way how it can be done there. So these are the 3 points. Fourth is 10 marks will be for the word meaning. There will be 5 word meaning, 2 marks for each, and you need to create the sentence. Clear? And there will be 10 marks for the idioms phrase. Here also you need to create the sentence, correct sentence. And in this case the only thing is, if you know this, if you know the meaning of the word, you can exactly create the sentence, or otherwise you cannot. Clear? So there are total of 90 marks, 30, 30, 10 and 20. 90 marks can be covered in this way. We are left with the 10 marks only, that is the spotting grammars. Clear? So spotting grammar is of 10 marks, for which I will give you lectures and will suggest you some books that you have to prefer. Clear? So from these two, even if I will teach you now, I never say that you will correctly solve 7 out of 10. Clear? If you are doing 7 out of 10, obviously it will be your own effort. Got the point? Because I can teach you the rules, but where to use the rules and whether the rules will be used or not, that is also the problem. Clear? If you see everything looks good, but there will be something problems. But I will let you know that from which book it can be practiced, because in this case there you will need only practice. Got the point? And may possible that I will provide you some PDFs as well, from which you can practice. Got the point? So that will be done. This is about the essay. For the this one, for the English, you need to at least come with the 40 marks. It will be your target. I'm not giving you the target of 60, but at least 40 marks should be in this, and at least 30 to 40 marks should be in GS. Yes, because if you are getting at least 30 marks now, then 40 plus 30, 70 marks you are gaining. Got the point? So if you see the entire things, like in the paper 1, what was it? 150, the list one. Clear? So list 1 I am taking. This is 170 in paper 2, 130 in paper 3, 160 in paper 4, and then for the GSG 70 marks. Count. See. And 6. Now you may think, sir, in written if I will take 680, I will be topper. It is our target. Whether you will achieve it or not, that's different thing. Achieving this is not easy. Got the point? But we have to take this target. See, why I will always take the target. See, if you take some target, I always say, there is one of my friend, he is now bank PO, and I said that he has taken 8 years of time in qualifying for the bank PO exam. But in 8 years, UPSC can be qualified. There is no issue. Even in 5 years it can be done. You are doing it seriously. So if they have targeted UPSC, they will have now become the SDM. But he is now just a bank PO. No one knows him. But if he will have the DM office in their hand, he will be known by at least one district. So obviously the target that you take will give you where you will reach. Got the point? So it will decide your path and your intensity to study as well. Got the point? So this is the case. 680 we are taking. It's correct na? Correctly add. And then obviously I am never saying you, because 70 marks is at least you are getting in, at least till this time, at least 70 marks out of 200 you will get in interview. 70 marks. So I am always taking it 70 marks. Now none of you are those na who goes and just take their collar and say get out. There are some students you may have seen. There can be some students who directly say, sir, what you do in the interview? I am already an officer. So if you do something bad, then only they will disqualify you, or otherwise if you have none of the things, like you are a poor performer, then also they will give you 70 marks plus out of 200. Otherwise if you are doing well, it can go up to 150 as well. See, you may be thinking, sir, 6ST is too much for general category. No, it's not too much. Previous year, what was the marks of the topper? Have you seen? 680 plus overall. What do you think? This year, what will be the marks? According to me, it should go 700 plus. Now tell me, 680 and plus, if you are getting 680, then I will suppose it is 600. Then if you are getting only 70, 670, and generally, as I have seen, most of the candidate, they ask is, sir, what will be the qualifying criteria this year? Cutoff. You always say cutoff of this year. What do you do with the cutoff? Do you know cutoff is the minimum marks, and it is not the acceptance level. All of you know quality control, AQL and RQL. AQL means acceptable quality level, RQL means rejectable quality level, that you say LTPD also, lot tolerance percent defective. So that is the case here. The cutoff marks that you see is always the rejectable quality level. So you need always to see the toppers, what is the maximum marks, and if you are getting something less than that, that's okay. But if you are getting less than rejectable quality level, that's not okay. So you have to see the toppers marks. 680 is our target. At least 650 you have to take, because in if you are from general category, I always consider everyone as the general category. So if you are from the general category, you need to take 700 plus marks. Previous years was the students who has got 610 was not qualified in general category. Just see, not qualified in general category. There was one candidate, and he after that joined my session. He has 495 in written and obviously 100 plus maybe in the interview. So about 600 is about, but he was not qualified because he is from general category. So it is better to have a good marks, so that even the interview marks, though I will teach you about the interview as well, but interviews should not hamper your result. Clear? Otherwise there will be problems. Now see, it was about ISS exam. In the ISS exam you need at least 650 plus to qualify this year and next year. Can be possible, and this year was exam was easy, so I hope it will be 700 plus marks. Clear? And in the next year it can go up to 750 as well. See, obviously every year exam will be tough and marks will always be high. Why? See here, a lot of coaching institutes have started. If the coaching institutes are there, we are always working on improving the topics, and it is not in the eye of UPSC, that cannot be said. Obviously they also are using these platforms, social media platforms, and they are also tracking that what are the things that is developing now. So obviously they will improve the question papers, and also the students are getting more and more aware. Got the point? And that's why marks will improve also. but there are some students who are for the RBI DSIM as well. So we need once to see the pattern of RBI DSIM as well. In the RBI DSIM, you have 3 papers and 1 interview. Clear? So this is for the RBI grade B DSIM. There is paper 1, which is objective. Paper 1. Actually, you can give the exam, attempt the exam on our website. The free trial at least you can attempt for the RBI DSIM, and try to have that how much marks you are getting by yourself. It can be minus 86%. Now why, I will tell you. There are only 20 questions asked, each questions containing 5 marks. That is 100 marks question. It has to be solved in 2 hours. You can be happy that sir, one question means 6 minutes. So I can just go and sit there and will solve each and one, everyone. But these questions will be more tough than the ISS one. Clear? For these one, the material that I will concern will be CSIR NET exam question paper and GATE, and there are some PhD level exam of different states, different university that I will take. Got the point? Obviously there are some questions, there will be some questions that will be coming from the directly Gupta Kapoor, but that will not always be too easy, that will be also lengthy. Now see, so one question is having 6 minutes time. That's good, you'll be having a lot of time to solve each and every question. But the problem with the objective paper is, if you are solving a question correctly, you will be getting 5 marks. Clear? But if you are doing a particular question wrong, there will be minus 8.33 marks. Yes, it is saying negative marking is 5/3 of the 5/3 of the questions. 1 second. 5/3 of the marks assigned to that question. So just see 25/3, and that means 8.33. Got the point? So this is the negative marking pattern of RBI DSIM. That means minus 8.33 for negative one and minus 5 for doing wrong that question. So minus 13.33. That's why I said that if you do some question wrong, I always say do only 10 question, don't worry, you will pass the exam. Only 10 question out of 20 you have to do, but never do one mistakes. Got my point? If you are 100% sure that yes, this is the correct answer, then just click it, or otherwise not. Clear? So this is also there. For these as well, I will give you the advanced level questions as well. Got the point? In the test. Clear? So that will be too advanced to do. Obviously from a CSIR NET, GATE, and some of the university like Maharashtra University was there, Savitribai Phule is there. Their question is well. Got the point? So I will do the question from there. So it is about them. If you are getting 45 plus marks na, you will be qualified. But getting 45 is not easy because you can be in the negative. One of the students was like, there is a student, Avigyan Mitra. At the start, he taken the test series and he was not knowing, I think, the pattern. So he was just frustrated, sir, why minus? But I can let you know that minus 86% is also the marks that students are getting in the test. Because if suppose you have done 2 or 3 or 5 question correct and 8 question minus, you will just go. So this is the case there. Now next is paper 2. This is the phase 1, also called PT. Once you will qualify the PT, you will be selected for the next round, and in the next round, before the next round, you need to fill the DAF form of for their interview. Clear? Detailed application form you need to fill, and you will fill that. After that, you will get your admit card, next admit card. And in the phase 2, you have two papers. You have two papers. One is descriptive statistics paper, and the another is English. All the papers will be CBT based. Clear? In this one, you will be provided. See, there is one more thing. In the ISS exam, you will be given the plain paper, but in the RBI DSIM exam, you will be given the lined paper. Clear? So just check these things, because though you can practice on the these papers, plain paper, because writing on the lined paper is easy, but writing on the plain paper, you can make it like not the zigzag lines or those things. So this is there. So one is descriptive. This is also of 100 marks. Got the point? So this is of 100 marks. And there is the third paper. This is English, and this is just the qualifying one. Clear? So in the descriptive, this is 100 marks. Now in the descriptive, you have, according to the recent one, 7-8 sections, but we have at last to select 5. Clear? First section is probability. I will never say you to select 5. I will say you to select only 3. Got the point? But I will teach you 5 sections. Probability and sampling. I will teach probability first of all for the ISS, and for the ISS it is taught you in the objective manner, but here it is subjective. So for them who have taken RBI DSIM, you will be provided extra class for that. Clear? Extra class for the subjective one, and extra material as well, the notes for the probability. Sampling is the same one. Sampling is not the problem. So sampling will be same, and that's why I have taken the Friday, because I will take some classes on Friday, and that will be easy. So this is the probability, this is sampling. There will be lots of questions which will be based on probability and sampling both. Clear? They can include both of them. Second will be a statistical inference. Hypothesis testing and non-parametric. So there will be the second section. Third section will be multivariate. There will be one section stochastic, that I will not teach. There is no need to teach. Clear? There is one more section, that is econometrics and time series. This is newly added. So econometrics and time series. And there is one more section, that is linear model and economic statistics. And economic statistics. Got the point? So multivariate you have to study. For the statistical inference as well, something like probability I will do for the inference as well. Got the point? And all others are obviously the subjective one. In the economic statistics, obviously will be time series will not be there, index and demand and linear model. Got the point? So obviously these two will be, the two sections are divided, but obviously it will be the combined topic. So econometrics and time series and this. And then after there is two more topic, data analysis and ML. Got the point? So, but that we do not have to study. Clear? There are 5. Out of these, their from one section you can select maximum of 2 questions. This is the rule. So maximum of 2 questions you can select. I always say you to select 2 questions from multivariate, because you will do it like correctly, exactly with the advanced one. Clear? 2 questions can be selected from these as well, because time series and econometrics both you will read up to the advanced level. From this one or from this one, even I am not saying you to select from this one. Got the point? So either from this one or this one you can select one, and that can be solved. Even from sampling, which is the subjective one. I am not saying you to do the objective and subjective both for probability and those. No, don't need. So from the sampling you can do in one question exactly, and from these 3 any of 2 can be taken, and you can solve the 5 question. Got the point? So you have to solve here 5 question only, selecting at most 2. They are writing at most 2 from one section. Clear? This is the case. Now see, so this is the, and obviously every one will contain 3 question. So 5 means 15. 5 does mean 15 question. Got the point? So you have to solve the 15 question, and you will be provided 3 hours time. Got the point? But one thing, you have to solve here up to at least 90% of the question, because most of the students who attempt this exam will be a qualified one. Why? Because they have qualified the PT exam. Got my point? So if they have qualified PT exam, obviously they are all very intelligent students. Got the point? So this is the case. Now, so at least, but in this case, as I have seen, that if you are getting one of my students from Rajasthan, she was saying that, sir, I have solved up to 80 marks, but what I got is only 32 marks. I don't know how she has got this marks. If you are solving up to 80 marks, how you are getting just the 32 marks? Got the point? But yes, that is the pattern that they give the answer. Now, next is paper phase 2 paper 3, and in the phase 2 paper 3, in the phase 2 paper 3, is there any problem? कोई दिक्कत है? एसी नहीं चल रही है क्या? कोई नहीं, बाहर थोड़ा सा ही कर लीजिए. एसी चल रही है? चल रही है, घूम लीजिए, कोई दिक्कत. In the phase 2 paper 3, you have to do the typing. Clear? This is of typing type questions. So you need to type here. The test that I will also provide will be having such things that you need to type. So never take the test from the mobile phone. If you are taking, then you need to type on the mobile phone WhatsApp messages. Got the point? So that is the case. So phase 2 paper 3 will be typing type, in which there will be one essay on the like there will be one essay. Sometimes they ask essay, sometimes they say you to write the letter, sometimes they say you to write the notice. So there is nothing the pattern there. So that is the just the writing part one. Second is precis and passage. They will provide you one passage on which they will ask you 5 questions. Clear? And then they will write the they will say you to precise it as well. Got the point? So this is also there. Clear? That is the case. That's it. And they are having just the 75 marks for it. They will provide you 1.5 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes. Clear? That is the case only. And the fourth one will be interview. which is also of 75 marks. Clear? This is there. So this is the pattern of the RBI DSIM exam. Clear? In this, if you are getting 50 plus marks in paper 2, then you should be qualified. 50 plus if you are getting, then you should be qualified. In paper 1, 45 plus you need to take, because that is not of qualifying. See, in the merit they will add from paper 1, paper 2 and interview marks. So 275 is the total marks, out of which how much you can get, because there will be very less seat in the RBI DSIM. Previous year it was 11. Let's see this year's what will happen, because I think 18th of July they are releasing the notification. So see what happened. So this is all about what patterns we will follow, what is the syllabus. Now, do you have any question to ask from these topics, or from anything, or anything that you see at the last? Also I will ask that anything that we need to do, because I always rely on feedback. Sometimes can be possible that something you do not like, say politely, there is no issue. Clear? I will try to make everything correct. Clear? Can be sometimes, yes, for the online people, you are in online, so sometimes na possibility can be that light has gone. In such case you have WhatsApp, you directly either call on the phone number or call on text, generally text on WhatsApp. Ma'am will directly say you in the from the office, and they will come here as well. So do not panic in such situation, and always like see, if there will not be light, obviously for that class there will not be the rest of the class, so that is the case as well. But do you have any questions from the online? You can speak. Otherwise, if you are not saying anything, I will understand that you do not have any question.
No, sir, no question.
Okay. So then we have to study the next. See, in the start we will start with the 2 hours class, and then we'll reach to 3 hours. At most we need 3 hours, not more than that. And your class, this year's class was ended at 7th or 8th April. Clear? In the April it was ended. Despite the things that we had taken a lot of like lengthy, it was the class, the length was lengthy, then also it was ended by them. And then from that time I was doing the previous year. Clear? Like till the June, and there was the test series going on. Test series will not be like in the next year. Then after, if you want, then you can take your own test series, the final test series that we say CTS, complete test series. Complete test series are 60. For the offline candidate it will be conducted here. For the online candidate also on the same time. See, whenever test series of offline will be conducted on the same time, online people will also be giving on their home the test series. And just after, like at 3 p.m. the internal test series as well. At 3 p.m. to 3:30 you will be given half an hour time. You will create the PDF and will send to the mail that you will be provided. Got the point? So whatever test series will be there, with the offline you will be also provided the same number of test series, and same topic will also be there. Clear? So just the way will be different, otherwise everything will be same. Got the point? Now, so don't have any question. We need to start the class today. Shall we start today or to the next day? 5-minute rest. That's why I always say na, some of the students was those actually some of them have enrolled even in the weekend. I always say that in the weekend At the start, though, I will start from the 2 hours, but at the end of the day, I will be having about 7 hours of class daily. So I have my ability to do this because I'm now having the habit. I'm habitual, but you are not. It's not easy to study these such technical topics, that also in English language, because for India, if I will talk in the Malayalam, that will be better for you, I think. That's I know, because it is in your heart. It's the thing that you understand well. But if I am talking in English, for the people who is speaking daily in Hindi or in some regional languages, so as like I can do, because I have the ability. I can work from the 4 a.m. to the 4 p.m. There is no issue. But for you, it will not be easy. At the starting time, I was not also acquainted, but now my body is too relaxed in any situation, because that's the good. Because in the time of winter, do you know na, winter of Delhi, it's too cold. Yes, winter of Delhi is too cold, and in that time as well, my routine starts at 4 a.m. So that's the thing that I will always do, and I will obviously motivate you to do this as well, because this is not me. If you have to achieve something, you need to do. And I will always say that with dedication, if you are working for 1 year, you will be at the point from where you can get this exam. And there is no issue. You'll be automatically getting this exam. So this is there. So you need now to relax. Okay. Online people, are you also try to have some relax? You can, though you can make yourself online and can relax, because when 3 hours class will be there, and when there will be test, the test timing will be from 1:30 to 3 p.m. Got the point? So like 10 to 1 I will take the class, then after half hour break, and after the break there will be test. Clear? So that is the there. Okay. Please come. See, these recordings will be available for you as well. So there is no issue if you are in online or offline. Recording will be available. In the recording, because the Zoom is recording the session in, like their quality is not well, so I am recording it on my own software. Clear? And so may possible that only my sound will be recorded and other sound will not be recorded. Clear? So only my sound will be there. You have just to see that what I have taught. Clear? What you are talking and whatever I am saying you, that is before you, so you can just understand what I have said. Clear? Most of the things I will be having about it. Clear? Because sometimes suppose some of the students are not available in the class, then in such case if they ask me, sir, give me this particular recording, I can't. So that will be your task, that you see the recording from the portal. Clear? All of you have filled the admission form? Yes, that's good then. So do you need to take the class, or shall we start tomorrow? That's why I do not give generally the demo session in the offline, because first day I will tell you the strategy, because see, if you are not get acquainted with what is the syllabus, at least what is the name of the syllabus, how can you go to read the content about them? Got the point? So first of all, we need to see at least sometimes the students who are not studying well, and they make scared that, sir, this much of thing I have to study. But the students who have their fighting spirit in them, obviously they understand that these are not the things. Even if you study about UPSC CSE, they have a lot more than this to study. And there is one student, Lakshmi Narayan. He is now IPS officer from the statistics background. He has taken their optional statistics. He is now IPS. Actually, tomorrow or day before tomorrow, yesterday or day before yesterday, he has called. So yes, there are students. He was qualified for ISS as well. He had qualified for RBI DSIM as well, and now he is an IPS officer by leaving these two jobs. So see, he is also the students now. Neither he has studied in the MIT. He has also studied from these universities like BHU, Allahabad, DU, or some other universities of the country. So obviously you can also do, and there is nothing the problem. I have seen lots of guys who has done lots of things, and this is just one single exam. I think this is more easier than having the UPSC CSE. Clear? Because they have lots of things to study along with your own optional. Because if you see the optional, you have to study OR, reliability, psychometry, stochastic, survival. All those you have to study along with what I am teaching you for the ISS or RBI DSIM. Clear? So that is it. We have to study all. But I will say you only one thing: consistency. There are some students, even in the online, it is mostly preferred that you should be consistent. It's not there that you are studying and because sir has left that you can make off your camera. That does not mean, sir, I am eating, I am having the tea and I am studying. No, don't do that. See, if you have some proper time, that I have this 3 hours or 5 hours of time, if you will be in class, you will not be eating something. So if you are having something, do it before, after, and in the break time, but don't do in between. Got the point? It's your life. You have to decide how you have to live it. I can only motivate something. I can say you, whether you do it or not, that is up to you only. Clear? It cannot be forced upon. You are not a child that you should be beaten up. No, it could not be done. Clear? So that is it. Now tell me, anything that you have to ask? Language is well. There is no issue with the language. Because, and what about you? Language is good. See, you need to understand. Now, see, I always say, I have decided to say it upon the YouTube, that please do not study everything in Hindi. See, after going to the academy, when you have to, you will become officer, you will never be talked in Hindi. You will just talk in Hindi among your friends, but not to the officers. So if you have to do everything in English, why to study it after? It has to be studied before. I have seen there is one student, and Jayaprakash Shah, yes, previous years he have qualified, and he was telling me on the phone that, sir, actually I was not good in English, because though he has studied from DU, but he was not good in English. Now after going there, he is making himself fluent, because he has to do. You have to talk to anyone in English only. Even in the interview, they will never say you to speak in Hindi. Even if you resist, they can provide you the translator, but they will not allow you to speak in Hindi, because the entire examination process is going to be in English. Now, if in the future it will happen, I can't say, but at this time it's not happening. Yes, for the RBI DSIM, either you can speak in Hindi or can English. Clear? Interview process can be done in Hindi or English, but in the ISS, no. Though it is our emotion that we should speak in Hindi, it's our language. Emotion is different and your career is different. Clear? Emotions should be taken inside. At your home, you should be emotional, but not in the career. While you have to see your career, just look at the career only. Clear? So always behold on it. Anything that any of you want to say? See, after some time, I'm sure that you will be feeling good, everything will be good. At the first, may possible for some time that you will be understanding my way of teaching. Clear? Because it's happen all the time. That's at the start, you will be understanding my way of teaching, that how I am teaching. After some time, you will be having the entire things. You will be discussing even with me everything. So that is the case as well. Actually, in the previous year, there was one student who even have got married. I had supported because he was in the loved one. So I supported. I even talked their family. So that is also the case. But that is done after some time. In the start, everyone thinks that I am going to a new place, how the teacher will behave. Don't think anything. And yes, if you all of you are here in the Mukherjee Nagar, even there will be any problem at 12 a.m. night, you can call directly to ma'am. Clear? Because if your parents are not here, we will be at their place. Clear? Previous year, there was the situation when there was a blazing. Clear? Fire was there in the Mukherjee Nagar. So two of my students was in the same hostel, and we escaped them. We given them the place to rest. Then after, there was something that next day can be done. But at the night, if at 8 p.m. there will be something, though there is no problem, but sometimes no one can say that, sir, there will not be any accidents. Clear? In such situation, we are always open. Clear? We can open our institute 24 hours. There is no issue. Clear? So this is the case. So never think that, sir, I will not disturb, sir, or those things. No. If you have something problems, then you can disturb. Clear? And whenever I am discussing something, discuss those things. Always I will give you some task, and those tasks will be that write these, write 3 pages, write 7 pages. And if you are writing those things, then that is correct. Because if you have studied before, I will provide you the notes, and if you have studied before, then you will be understanding more my topic. Whatever I will teach, that will be understood more. Clear? So that is the case. So we will start the next in the next class. From there, I will start from the major theory. So I will suggest you to study on your home, not major theory. I will though teach you major theory. Have you, any of you, studied abstract algebra? Abstract algebra in mathematics? Linear algebra and abstract algebra, those two topics. In online, any of you? Have any of you studied the abstract algebra? कोई बोल दीजिए भाई साहब. No. None of you have studied abstract algebra. That means don't you know what is ring, what is a semi ring, what is class, what is field, what is sigma field? Sigma field is the most important topic that you may have studied. Is it? So that you have to study. One thing that you should study before coming tomorrow, set theory. I will let you know why set theory is necessary, and we will also study some of the things. Set theory from class 11th. There will be one more thing that I am just suggesting you, and you need to do this. All of you have access to class 11th 12th books, and if you do not have access, search on Google. There will be some books that you can download. Got the point? Read the topic of permutation combination, because these are not the topics that I will teach, but these are the topics that you have already studied in class 11th 12th. So permutation combination, there will be at least 1 or 2 questions from these parts. That is, in probability they will use the permutation combination. So these 2 topics, I will suggest you to have Gupta Kapoor on your table always. Got the point? And at the last, I will say one more book, though this is the book that I generally will follow. If I will ask you to solve the 5-degree polynomial, can you solve? How? Tell me the procedure. Do you have any method to solve for, suppose, 3-degree polynomial, cubic polynomial? So how do you solve cubic polynomial? Sir, one roots I will find by heat and trial, and then I will divide by them. Got the point? And that is the case. And then this is the quadratic can be solved. This is it. Yes, but heat and trial, is this a method? Heat and trial is just a way. It's a trick that we always use from since childhood we are using, but that is not the method. There is one method, Newton-Raphson. Have you learnt the name of Newton-Raphson method? Newton-Raphson method, Regula-Falsi method. Have you so there is one book written by the Lalji Prasad. You can find this book on Amazon as well. Lalji Prasad. The book name is Theory of Equation. Very small book this is. Theory of Equation. In this they have written a lot of things about how to solve different types of equations. Clear? I am not saying you to directly go and purchase it. At this time you can just have it. I may have these books. Yes, there is one more book, and I am again saying the same book. This is the book, the Integral Calculus. You have to study this book as well, because in the paper 1 probability you need to study integral calculus and differential calculus as well. Got the point? Integral is most important, because suppose you have to find expectation of x, you have to do the integration, and suppose integration you are not able to do the integration, then it can't be done. So integral calculus by Lalji Prasad you can study, or if you are not try to follow this one, what you can do is you can follow your 11th 12th book of Arihant or others, whatever can be possible. Clear? Can be RD Sharma as well, there is no issue. I am not forcing you to have this book only. So you can, but you have to do. That is the only thing that I am saying, because for mathematics this much of things you should know. Despite that, any of you have studied linear algebra or not? Because linear algebra is not useful at this time, but in the coming section, like in the econometrics and in the multivariate, it will be useful. So have you studied linear algebra? All vector space you have studied? That's good. There are only something that I will use, and you need to understand those things. Clear? So vector algebra, finding trace, finding rank, these will be done. Finding characteristic root and all those. That's it. You do not need to see more material than this one. Got the point? This is the entire things that we have to do in the 1 year. Clear? Then after as well, if suppose you are not giving the exam next year, or you are not confident that we will qualify this year, because may possible that as like if you have not studied econometrics well, then in understanding econometrics you can take 1 month of time. So you need first of all to understand each and everything, and then only it can be done well. So that's why I have given you the next year support system. Clear? So if you are not able to do this year, then there will be, but I will try my best, and you will also have to try that you will be selected in the first attempt. But if due to any reason, because see, I will always say, if you have given the exam as well and suppose it's going well, then also I will not say you to go and sit, because result has not came, and what will happen till the result, till the final result, that is not known to us. Previous year there was one student from DU, he qualified in the written and just he left out. He understood that after the interview I will see what will happen, and he failed in the interview. Now in December he came to me in the offline. Now what can I do in December? What can I do? About 3/4 of the syllabus has gone out, and in such case I cannot do anything. Even after September I do not take admission to the candidate. If someone force me, I say go to online, because in the recorded online they can take any time, they have the ability to access. But in the this one, no, I can't record it again, I can't give the session again. Got the point? So you do not have to do so. You have given the exam, leave it out. You have just given, your work is done. Now it is the work of theirs. You have now to prepare for the next best. Clear? That's it. That's what you have to do. Clear? So this is it. We will see the next session, and in the next session we will start with this. I will say you to read the set theory at least. Clear? In the set theory, if you are reading, after that we will go to the advanced one. Do you know what is the meaning of class? Do you know what is the meaning of congruence modulo n? Have you studied somewhere congruence modulo n? In the abstract algebra, these are the topics that have to study. Modulo you may be knowing. Any of you have exposure in data science or programming? In the programming, do you have any of you have exposure, or you must have done some of the programming in your masters? R programming or C programming, MATLAB or any other Fortran, or R is the most one. So there is one function mod and this, there are 2 points with comma. What is the meaning of this? If I am writing here 12 and here 3, what is the value of this? Online candidates can also tell me if they know the value of this. This is the programming language. I have written here 12, here 3, then the value of this will be 0. Now you will ask me, sir, why? Because this is giving you the reminder. Got the point? So this is giving you the reminder. Got the point? So in this manner, this is how congruence modulo work. That is also the way of finding reminder, and their work is in generally the cryptography. Do you know cryptography? Cryptography will be taught in computer. Clear? So cryptography is a way of security. Like encryption and decryption, do you understand? Whenever you type your ATM number, debit card number in a particular payment gateway and click submit, what you see is your ATM card number is converted to another number It will not go in the ATM like your number. So it will be converted into the another number, and then it will pass to the server. So that is called encryption, and that is now decrypted by the people of bank. It is decrypted by the people of financial sector, and there they take your money. So encryption and decryption work in this manner. Clear? Because if I am sending something, you may have seen the people who work in force in the army, they always have a code language. They will say alpha, alpha, alpha. You may have seen in the film alpha, beta, gamma, whatever the topics. That is actually the coding that is being crammed by the messenger. It is also the work that is done there. So messenger crammed those coding and they talked in this manner. Otherwise, other security agency can know what they are talking about. So this is it. Class is the set of sets. Do you know set of sets? Power set. Power set is the biggest class of any set. So set of sets is called class. We will study about class, and we will let you know as well that the sigma field and Borel field that is mostly used in statistics is nothing but a type of class. Clear? So we will study about this as well. We will study about measure as well, but there will be only something that we will study and not more than that. Why I will study it? Because sometimes now, as I have seen, UPSC asks the question from Borel-Cantelli lemma. Have you studied Borel-Cantelli lemma? Or from Tel sigma algebra, and they use these terms. So whatever I will teach here will be used in those parts where the convergence topic of is studied, inequality topic is studied. So for those topics it will be mandatory. There are some other topics as well where it will be needed, that is completeness. In completeness, you know about UMVUE. All of you are able to find the UMVUE of any PDF. I am sure that everything you can do. Find unbiasedness is good, consistency is good, MLE is good, but finding UMVUE is sometimes needs trick. It looks like that always you are trying to guess from the given options. We just try to guess, but we need some methods through which directly we can say that whether this will be UMVUE or not. Also we will see some advanced questions as well in the inference, because I have seen that some of the advanced questions are being asked, but we will do those questions as well so that you will not be hampered in any way. Got the point? So that is it. Now tell me anything that you have to say. That's it. Then we will meet again in the next session tomorrow, and maybe from tomorrow as well there will be rain. आज तो बारिश हो गई पूरी. अब कल as I left my house, it has started. I was there that no I can't, because there will be offline along with online, and online बच्चों को तो पता भी नहीं होगा कि दिल्ली में बारिश हो रही है, तो उनको कैसे समझाऊंगा कि दिल्ली में बारिश हो रही है ना. चलो आपको पता हो जाएगा that it is raining, but उनको तो ये भी नहीं, they will not know even. So that is the case. Okay, then we will meet again in the next session. Okay guys, online, you can also now leave. So we will see you on the 10 a.m.